So for this beautiful painting, we need the cool color of background, first of all, to make, and then the trees will come on top later. So we see the background, which is light blue, darker blue a little bit, and then the buildings is purpley. The snowy ground is the shadow of our trees, which is the darker blue. So I'm going to add white, blue, purple, and dark blue. When I want to have the lighter tone, I mix a little bit blue with the light color, which is white, to make it brighter, lighter. And for the building, I'm going to mix purple with darker blue, which is cobalt, to make the darker purple. So these are the colors that we need, and then the pure colors we already have. So depend on the size of your canvas, please choose your brush. I choose this one. And then I'm going to start separate this part of my painting from the rest of the painting. So I'm going to use just a pure light blue color now. Separate it. I think it's okay to move like that. This is okay for the floor. And I'm going to start to add this nice colors. A lots of, if you see, it's a lots of white and purple is around, but because of the shadow of our trees is a little darker on the center. So I'm going to take, first of all, this darker blue that I have, which is cobalt, back and forth with brush on the center, not on the edge. You can use heavy paint, take a lots of paint to cover this surface of canvas easily. Please not let it dry, move on with this light blue color for the edge. A little bit, bring this light blue. You can see we have this light blue on the edges. Like that. And then clean your brush with napkin. Move on with just the white color. And because this white color come inside the blue, they mix together, both color are wet. And this nice movement happen that we need. I'm not adding any water in my paint. I just go with the pure paint. Like that. And anytime I want to clean my brush, I use napkin. So I try to add more white color around this nice shadow and let this white color move a little bit into the blue to mix with it and give me a lighter transition. Just back and forth. Even if you like to have more white color, clean it because we need to repeat a little bit. The surface is still wet. We need to work on a wet surface. And the reason is we want to have a nice blending. We don't want to have separation between the light blue and dark blue and the white. We want them blend together to give us a nice and real snow on the floor, on the ground. After you feel happy with this part, leave it to get dry. I just add a little bit. I think I'm happy to add because the feeling of building is visible here. If you like just a tiny touch of purple, you can add on top, just to bring the feeling of purple. On one side would be okay. And we already have all these colors ready. So I clean my brush very well with the water. wipe it with napkin. I don't want to have any water in my brush. I wipe it with napkin very well and then start from center. So I'm going to add a little lighter blue color, this one that I make. Take some heavy paint like this, start from top to bottom. From top to bottom, you can bring it. It's a little bit light blue. We can at the same time make a little bit white on top as well. So take white as well for center, and then it's already make the blue lighter. So there is two different options we can have in painting. We can mix our painting on a palette, or sometimes if we need, we can do it right away on canvas. So bring it close to the ground. The center, it's better to be lighter. If you see there is a nice light around the tree, we'll add that later. So just try to with light blue and white color so far. And please use really heavy paint to cover all the white of canvas. And then close to that, we can go with a little bit, just like a pure light blue, or this one. You see, it's already a little bit darker than the center. For both sides, I'm going to add more darker blue. And then clean my brush with napkin like this. I'm not adding water into that, I just wipe it with napkin very well. I can finish the right side, then switch to the left side. So I'm going to add light purple beside the blue and try to be straight because I would like to show this is the building. And even if you feel that you need to add white on it, please do that. Square, actually flat brush make easier to make this line easily because it's already square shape. This is front side of the building. And for the back side, I'm going with the darker purple I already make, like a line, a thick line. I'm come from top to bottom. Slowly just repeat this line. Not the line, actually, it's a thick building because we want to make it cover all the white of canvas easily. So a little bit come down, please, and make it like that. It shows that like this way, perspective on it. So bring it down on this edge. Even for the other as well. I would like to disappear this hard line, so I clean my brush. And one time I try to come on top and cover it. So the other part is the same as here, but if you see, I touch my blue and it's dry. I don't want to have the hard line in between. I want a little bit nice transition. So anytime this happen, you can again back and make the blue wet. So I clean my brush very well again, wipe it with napkin, and take my blue color. I take the blue, try to make it wet on the edge. This wet surface helped me when I add this purple. They a little bit mix together and the hard line not happen. It's okay if we have a hard line because it's a building, but I would like this two side shows that it still is fade and the stance. So lighter purple, please. Bring it close to that. And I'm going to add the darker purple beside that. And then let it dry to be ready for next part to add the windows around it on top. If you have a round and pointy brush, it's so much easier to go with that. If not, you can work with the tip of your brush. This tip of your brush. I can show you if you don't have any round and pointy brush. This tip of brush, for example, if you straight take it on top of the canvas, you can draw the line as a trees, branches, and then like this. If you don't have any round and pointy, this flat brush, straight like that, and then make the tree trunk and then the branches like that. But if you have pointy brush, it's so much easier to go with that. So diluted all the hair of brush into the paint. This is pointy brush and round. Then I'm going to start from one side. I start with this right side because I'm sure it's completely dry. And if you see the top of trees is not come very long because the focal point and the long one is our Christmas tree. This one is shorter. So I start from here. Imagine this is the good part for my narrow trees. So start adding some branch into your, not much thick, it's narrow tree trunk like that. Shape it like this. The other one, imagine the blue part for the Christmas tree. So if you don't have lots of space, you don't have to add three of this brown tree. You can add just two. Yeah, it depends on the space that you have. If your canvas is really long and narrow, it's better to keep more space, like a big triangle shape for a Christmas tree. You see, it comes here on top. Imagine the blue part, most of the blue part is for Christmas tree. So the purple part is okay for these trees. So I didn't add three of them, I just add two of them. Well, after you finish with these trees, I want to add a tiny narrow windows. So it's not just the brown. I clean my brush, mix brown with a little bit light blue because I want to have lighter tone. And that's good for the window. Randomly bring some long shape, even it's too dark still, but that's okay. We can make it a little lighter with the snow. So just randomly have some like long rectangle shape like this. And even on this part of the purple you can add. After we add the snowflake on top, it's covered with more snowflakes. So please add some here. And then we move on for the other side. For the other side, I prefer to make a little bit longer for the tree which is close to the edge, and then like this way, come down. So even if you add 2 trees, one better to be longer, one shorter. And then the windows is not really visible, but I try to add a just very bright window to show that this is a building. So again, clean my brush, wipe it with napkin very well, and take the brown. For this tree close to the edge, I try to make it longer, like this way. Longer than the other one, I mean. But not much long, because the Christmas tree is so long. You can make it as much as busy you want with the branches, the narrow, tiny branch. And then for the second one, I'm going to make it smaller, shorter tree. It depends on the size of your brush and the space. You can, even if you like, you can add three small one. If you don't have any space, just 2 would be enough. I make it a little bit busy with the branches. Just, you see, I randomly add some tiny branch around it. It's still dark, so no worries. I'm going to make it lighter with some snow around it. And then for the windows, because they're the same, I finish the windows and then give you more time. For this one, I'm going to add just dark blue. Again, randomly add some long rectangle shape. And it doesn't need to be perfect. Even if some part you see here is lighter, would be okay. Just randomly some, and then leave it get dry and ready for next part. So if you add green, I would like to start, make this big triangle shape. So take your paint with any brush. Start from this top. We would like to imagine the long tree is start from here. Then one line and another one. Connect this together and then add a tone on it. Hooker green is a little bit light for this one. I mix with the brown I already have. So make a little bit mixed brown with the green. It helps that your green get darker. Because I would like to have darker green between the ornaments. So I mix with the brown to make it darker, and then try to add a tone in between this long and big triangle shape. So feel free to cover it. We'll come on top with lots of decoration. And just you need to know, if you add heavy paint as a green, it takes more time to get dry. You can use hair dryer to help it dry faster, or leave it completely dry by itself. If you want to have a little bit come on top of this ground, you can make it come inside a little bit. This bottom part come inside a little more. So this is about our tree actually. So we can add some other colors with this color that we have. So if you're interested, there is no, I don't see any orange on it. But if you're interested to make the orange, you can mix already yellow with red. More yellow I recommend, because red is so strong and can change the value so fast. And then a tiny red, mix and make the orange if you like to have the orange. If you like to have the pink color, you need to mix white with red. This is white and this is red. Mix them together to reach pink color. I think these are the colors that we need. We already have blue, purple, and yellow with red. Now we make orange and pink. So I think we have all these colors. Okay, if you have pointy brush, which is really good, because the ornament are circly, and if you see, they're all just a touch of like a circle on top of your tree. But if you don't have it, this back of your brush can helpful, this part. That's round too. You can use this one. So because it's a colorful, I recommend to start with one color and then move the other. We can start with for example, with the pink. I'm going to start with the pink. I take my pink, anywhere I like, I'm going to add. You can go with a smaller brush, like tiny circle, like this. Or you can go with a bigger circle, like this, to make it bigger ornament. You don't need to be perfect in one by one, because we have lots of them close together. So you can just adding anywhere you like your circle. Make it with the pink as much as busy you like. Even you can bring it out of your edge of tree. If you see here, it's come out of tree. It's not just inside that. As much as pink we can add. Actually, I'm okay with this. I don't want to add more than this pink. So then wash the brush. We can choose another color. So the other color, for example, I can go with the blue. So this blue, I'm going to add just a light blue color. So randomly add anywhere you like. Tip of round brush, it's so easy to make the circle shape of ornament because it's already circle. And when you are coming close to the edge of your tree, it's better to bring it out. And the other point, if your green is still wet, you can go with the heavy paint to let it not mix together and have a clean and clear blue and pink color on top. And the other point of heavy paint is that after it gets completely dry, when you touch your painting, you will feel this nice and heavy texture, which is lovely. It shows that the ornament come out. And that's so cool. So I think I'm okay with the blue as well. Again, if I want to change the color, I wash my brush very well, clean it with napkin, and then switch the other one. I'm going to start with the orange now. Just some orange I would like to add in between. And if you see, I use a really thick paint. I love thick paint. When you bring on top of your painting and after it gets dry, then you can feel it and touch it. On top of my tree, I'm going with a smaller size of ornament, so circles get smaller. But when I am moving down, it's get bigger and bigger. But even you don't have to make it really big. You can go with the small, but so many circle. So this is orange. And now I switch into red. Close together as much as red and orange you want, please bring. So I'm going to move on and add yellow and white as an ornament. But if you want to use yellow, because yellow is transparent, sometimes it's hard to help it sit on top of the green and dark color. There is one way we can use it more opaque. So take yellow and then take white, mix them together. It's already get lighter, but it's helpful because the yellow transparent disappear and then the yellow get more opaque, and then you can use it on top of dark color. So it's easier to sit on top of darker tone. And same as before, take your round and pointy brush and add a lots of yellow. I recommend to add a lots of yellow and white because these two color help the trees make more shiny and more brighter. So lots of yellow clothes, even on top of the orange or red or the other colors. You can add a lots of yellow on top or even white. And I don't think about yellow to place it. I just take my brush and add lots of yellow close together. And when you're on the edge of tree, please bring it more out because I want to cover it with the ornaments. I don't want to see any green color. Green is okay in between the ornament, but not on the edge. So I add lots of yellow in it. And then I clean my brush again, switch to white color. For the white as well, I try to add a lot around, especially the edge. To make the tree more shiny. Adding a lot of ornaments on top of trees is so relaxing. The other part is a snowflake. First of all, I want to let you know snowflake is the same as ornament that we make, like the top one, which is a small, short, and just a touch. But on the bottom part, you can make it a little bit bigger. And on a tree, I will these branches, which is narrow. I will show you how you can do that with the same narrow small brush. Pointy one that we have, clean it, please. And we just need the pure white color. and randomly straight. It's easier to do like that, straight on top of the canvas like this, and add some small snowflake on top, like touching with the tip of your brush. As much as the snow you like, please add. Make it busy. It's nice to have different size of snowflakes, smaller on top, a little bit when it comes down, you can make it bigger. Just feel free to add as much as snow you like on your painting. And the technique is the same for snowflake. I just want to let you know about the branches. If you want to add some snow, it's just like narrow line a little bit. Even you don't need to be perfect line like that. You see, the snow is not covered everywhere very perfectly. In some part it's so busy, in some part less. So you can play with these branches to make some part more thick with the white color of snow or less. Or even if you think that the brownie color is so heavy, thick, you can cover it by more snow like this. And that's happened everywhere. So please follow the same.